Isn't it wonderful to allow protesting? No.
You're dying. That's true. And it is what it is.
Dumb people, liberal people.
You know, the truth of the matter is that when you look at some of my policies, in a lot of ways, Richard Nixon was more liberal than I was.
You're dying. That's true. And it is what it is.
Isn't it wonderful to allow protesting? No.
I don't wear a mask like him. Every time you see him, he's got a mask. He could be speaking 200 feet away from it. He shows up with the biggest mask I've ever seen.
Isn't it wonderful to allow protesting? No.
Hello, users! Hello! I'm sorry for the little bit of a late start today. I had a crazy night. I had a crazy night. I had a crazy night. And I'm still, really feeling I'm still really feeling it now, Mr. Krabs. Hello, Cloud. Hello, S31 Cow. Hello, Dusty Scarlet. Hello, Dev J. Hello, I am Sudan. Crazy good. Yes, crazy good. Yes, crazy good. So I'm sorry if I'm a little slow. I'm still drinking my coffee. So I'm just kind of, trying to survive, trying to live a little bit. Hopefully y'all appreciated the introduction. Hello, Felix Cornelius. Hello, Mr. Freak Glitcher. So, let me just drink some more coffee real quick. I'm just gonna chug this and we'll go from there. So, I would like to say for today's Spook Fork extravaganzas, I will be playing Castlevania. That's going to be happening. Symphony of the Night on the Sony PlayStation Entertainment Gaming Console platform. That will be today's extravaganzas. That will be live maybe at around in the afternoon today, because the debate is tonight. So I will probably do this maybe whenever I've been doing the Path of Exile streams, I will probably do that. So yeah, but yeah, again, let me just drink some more coffee and we'll get into this program. Oh, God bless the power running through my veins as of this current moment in time. Okay, so the big news today. The big news today is this. So Facebook, according to reports, Facebook is doing a sweeping ban of QAnon content. And this is actually really big. This is like legit. Like, this is huge. This is huge stuff. Now, I've said this before. I have people in my family that will say QAnon things every once in a while. Like when the wildfires were happening in Oregon, Washington, and California, I had a family member say that it was George Soros who started them. And I'm not even joking. And like, this is like an otherwise normal person, right? Just randomly like, oh, I saw it on Facebook. Yeah, I just saw it on Facebook. That's what Facebook is saying. Right, because what this is, like what Facebook is as a vehicle and as a platform, and this goes with Q and other things, but Q is very nefarious in attaching itself to the way Facebook works. And people will write things on Facebook, and boomers and older Gen X people that aren't very technologically literate, they will see something on Facebook, it'll be well written, it might have some emojis, right? It might have like an email contact link, right? And they think that it's legit. They will see that and they will say like, oh, well, there's like a business email. There's like emojis that are like desktop publishing, like, you know, like well timed, like on the left side of the screen, and like, you know, punctuation, and like they think it's real. So they see things on Facebook. They think it's real. And one of the other things that Facebook does is it will send screenshots of other websites and other platforms. So for example, imagine a screenshot of whatever the Facebook text is, but it's not that text. It's like a text from a different website, like a different font or something, right? And so it's like a screenshot of another website, so it must be legit, right? Like, oh, I took a screenshot of this. Guys, this is breaking news. Look at the screenshot I just took. Chances are it's a manipulated screenshot of someone just like writing in Notepad on their platform, where they just posted it, and then these wine moms will take that and they'll run it like, excuse the puns, but they'll run it like wildfire. And one of the things that QAnon has been kind of propagating under is the Save Our Children hashtags. You saw this with the Netflix cuties, like disaster, like cringe that was going on, where there was like, you know, hashtag Save Our Children. So all these pages are using all these things, and every time that they use and propagate QAnon conspiracy theories into things, right, they get those shares, and they get people that will follow the page, right? You get people that, again, and they mean well, they say like, oh shit, I gotta follow this page if they're gonna provide this breaking news information, right? And again, this is the thing I was talking about like yesterday or the other day, whenever it was, is that QAnon people, there's a sect of them that are crazy psychopaths, absolutely. But there's also a sect of QAnon people that, like, again, if you were convinced that there was a Satan-worshipping, child-eating, Democrat-run cabal, you would probably act in similar ways to these people. Like, they are just regular, everyday people. Maybe they didn't like Hillary Clinton. Couple months into Facebook, and now all of a sudden they think that Satan-worshipping devils are eating children underneath Comet Ping Pong. And it's a huge problem. So now I've gotten to the story here. That's my preamble. Facebook is banning QAnon across its platforms. This is from NBC News, as you can see, because their headline is like changing. What is that? Like it's going from blue, now it's white and gray. I don't know if that really fits. But anyway, Facebook said Tuesday that it is banning all QAnon accounts from its platforms. I am going to be eagerly awaiting family members telling me that they got banned on Facebook, and and they're gonna wonder why, and I'm gonna try not to laugh. But Facebook said Tuesday that it is banning all QAnon accounts from its platforms, a significant escalation over its previous actions, and one of the broadest rules in the social media giant, one of the broadest rules that the social media giant has put in place in history. In its history, to be more accurate, Facebook said the change is an update on the policy it created in August that initially only removed accounts related to the QAnon conspiracy theory that discussed violence, which resulted in the termination of 1,500 pages. Again, if you thought that there was a Satan worshipping group of literal demons and devils that are like dancing around in like a fire circle eating children, like just throwing them up in the air and going like, right, like cartoonishly, right? If you thought that that was the case, violence, it's not violence anymore, it's protecting our children. It's hashtag saving our children, right? And that's why this stuff is so nefarious. It convinces people that otherwise would be normal wine moms to want to go outside and murder random people they've never met before. It's crazy stuff, right? A company spokesperson said the enforcement, which started Tuesday, that's yesterday, I believe, will bring to parity what we've been doing on other pieces of policy with regards to militarized social movements, such as militia and terror groups that repeatedly call for violence. Starting today, we will remove Facebook pages, groups, and Instagram accounts for representing QAnon. We're starting to enforce this updated policy today and are removing content accordingly. But this work will take time and will continue in the coming days and weeks, Facebook wrote in a press release. Our dangerous organizations operations team will continue to enforce this policy and proactively detect content for removal instead of relying on user reports. Now, one of the things that's very problematic about QAnon is that there is no organization. It is a very ragtag, very decentralized group of people. Again, you just got random wine moms that maybe like 2 months ago like had nothing. Like they just had a Facebook account and it was just like their family and friends. Maybe they had like 100 friends on there. Couple months later, right, they just like happened to make a group about like, you know, like children's sports, and then a couple months later it turns into a QAnon group. Like it's really that simple. And again, I have family members that have over the past few months become much more like conspiracy oriented. Again, I have family members that have said George Soros is trying to burn down California. It's weird, it's bizarre, it's strange stuff, right? It's very, very interesting stuff. The spokesperson said the company believed it needed to limit the ability of QAnon and militarized social movements to operate and organize on our platform. QAnon is a conspiracy theory that grew out of the fringes of the internet and posits that high-profile Democrats and Hollywood celebrities are members of a child-eating cabal that is being secretly taken down by President Donald Trump, and the members of this fictitious cabal will soon be marched to their execution. This gives me the idea. I should do a Trump Doom sequel. At Doomers in the chat room, just this is totally meta here, ignore this, but I should do a Trump Doom sequel based on QAnon. I legit should. That sounds fun as hell. Anyway, the conspiracy theories rely on posts from Q, an anonymous user of the extremist board 8kun, which I did not know that they changed their name apparently, which was formerly called 8chan, who has been wrongly predicting, I love that little editorial bit, who has been wrongly predicting the roundup of prominent Democrats since October 2017. I love that. I love that bit of editorial. The Facebook spokesperson said this company is not going after individual posts, but whole accounts that spread the conspiracy theory, which has been tied to acts of violence. QAnon accounts have become centralized hubs for coordinated disinformation campaigns in the last several weeks. Before last Tuesday's debate, QAnon accounts pushed the conspiracy theory that former Vice President Joe Biden was wearing an earpiece before the debate began. Again, wearing an earpiece for what? Like, is this like the SpongeBob episode where he's in boating school, right? And someone's giving him all the answers. Like, who's giving, like, what, the earpiece? If anything, it makes no sense, right? Because if anything, having an earpiece, like Joe Biden trying to listen to Chris Wallace, Donald Trump, and whoever's in the earpiece, maybe Kamala Harris, all at one time, you think Joe Biden can listen to 3 different people at once? Come on, man. Makes no sense. It makes no sense. In the last week, the QAnon community has pushed the conspiracy theory that Trump is not sick with the coronavirus, but carrying out a secret mission in a fictitious war that has been predicted by QAnon followers. And this part is also a little bit interesting. With the new and complete ban, Facebook faces new hurdles to identifying accounts and enforcement. Reacting to the partial ban in August, QAnon groups and followers shifted tactics to evade moderation, dropping explicit references to Q and camouflaging QAnon content under hashtags ostensibly about protecting children. Again. If you have like 3 kids, right? And they're all staying at home because of this lockdown, and you are somewhat sympathetic to Donald Trump, all it takes is a couple months on Facebook, and you could be running a group about hashtag Save Our Children, saying that Netflix is part of a Democrat-run, Satan-worshipping group of devils that are eating children. Again, I know it sounds ridiculous, and for most people, this is ridiculous. But again, somehow it is capable of changing otherwise regular people into crazy cultists. And it's nuts. And now, do I agree with a social media giant having the ability to ban ideas like this? No, I don't. Right? But at the same time, something needs to be done. And Facebook has been letting its platform be used for far-right propaganda while banning left-wing ideas and left-wing individuals for years. So, as it says at the beginning, there's a little bit of parity across platforms or whatever. And so, like, again, they've got these groups that are ostensibly there to, make sure that people aren't endorsing violence on the platform, right? And now they're going to be used to target conspiracy theorists. Now, I think it's in the short term maybe a good thing. Maybe. But in the long term, social media giants, first of all, we shouldn't be in a situation where things like Facebook exist and information like this is able to be easily propagated so quickly and so effectively. I think we should have a lot more of an atomized internet without these centralized, like Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, right? I don't think, or Google, I guess, we shouldn't have these giant tech organizations that control everything. They should be broken up. They should be in every little aspect of these companies should be in a smaller bit. So like maybe a Facebook chat room will be a different company, right? And then you have like your Facebook wall where you post your pictures and your blog or whatever. That's a different company. That's how all of this stuff should operate, but it doesn't, because we live in a late stage post-capitalist fucking hellhole, right? This is garbage, right? We are living under shit. But that is a goal of ours, the left, right, over the next 10 years. For now, I think we should take short-term victories. But it's another thing to understand that for a lot of people, this is just going to have them see less QAnon posts. It might slowly de-radicalize them, right? But for a lot of other people, they're going to ditch Facebook, and they're going to start using things like 8chan or 4chan or Kiwi Farms or other these message boards where these far-right lunatics are posting about devils, right? And that is also problematic. This, like with the Alex Jones thing, will have a splinter effect. Yes, it will stunt the potential like snowball effect of gaining more popularity, right? But it will also make the people that stick with it more radicalized as a result. So that's something that we're going to have to watch out for. But yes, QAnon is a big problem, and I wanted to take a little bit of a moment at the top of this program, because again, I've been talking about QAnon more than a lot of people, I think. There's not that many people that will talk about QAnon as frequently, and this is really only because I have people in my family that fall for this shit, and there's nothing I can say or do to them. Like, they literally will take a random screenshot they saw on Facebook, right, that when I ask them to present it to me, like, whoa, let me show where you got, like, show me where you got this info from. They scroll and scroll and scroll and can never find the source. And there's nothing I can do to change their mind. They will see a screenshot on Facebook and their minds will be made up that Hillary Clinton is secretly a devil in disguise. And that shit is scary, right? And I know how this affects normal people, and that's why I think that QAnon is so serious, right? I don't know. That's just me. But, yeah, so there you go. Hello, PB. QAnon was started by Julian Assange. Maybe. Hello, WT Sirs. Wondering if you know more about Julian Assange other than his name. That's a good question. Jeremy Reyes, a McDonald's employer can what? One thing I can say is back when I was cringier, this is from iTor, cringier at 15, I was realizing how radical the places I was looking at truly were that turned me off from the right-wing thought and into a lefty. Fringe groups will always exist, but it's good to make sure they are only fringe groups. I agree. That's the thing. But again, you can't just ban everything and think that that's going to be the end of it. So that's why we need to have this, we need to strategize around Facebook banning QAnon. We need to know what that means. And yes, a lot of people will probably never see that QAnon is being banned. They probably don't even know that they're falling for QAnon. Like a lot of things will just be like hashtag save our children, and then they'll just see that less and less and less often over the next coming months in their Facebook feeds, right? And they'll slowly move on to another thing. Like maybe they'll find like a knitting tutorial channel, right? And that'll be, or maybe like a funny dog video channel, right? And that will be their new interest. Like again, I'm really trying to underscore just how like normal everyday behavior this kind of stuff is. Like it really is deeply ingrained. Especially during a lockdown where people can't like go outside. They're stuck at home on Facebook all day. If blood libel is not true, then there won't be tens of thousands of disappeared children every year. I don't necessarily know what blood libel is, but if you're saying that there aren't satanic cults of devils that eat children, then yeah, I mean, always there's going to be groups of pedophiles. That's why these conspiracy theories can grow so well, because people know that this is a thing that actually exists. So if you can tie something that is that nefarious to, I don't know, Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton and Barack Obama, that's going to be very effective material. Especially because people know pedophiles are bad, and people know Hillary Clinton is bad, so it's not that hard of a line to draw. When it comes to people, again, if you're sympathetic with Donald Trump, maybe you think he's funny and you don't look into politics that much, you hate Hillary Clinton, right? Because of the Benghazi thing or whatever, like you have your reason for hating her, and you hate pedophiles, duh, right? You've got 3 children, right? Obviously, that's going to be something that's very easy if you have very limited critical thinking skills, and I'm not saying that to be insulting. So, like, that's just where we're at. That's just, it's just where we're at. But speaking of where we're at, this is going to be a little bit, and I just want to underscore this. So, Tulsi Gabbard has been jumping on the Q train, the QAnon train. And that's what's really bizarre, is that, like, somewhat imperialist skeptic, right? She's signaling somewhat, right? But then also somewhat fascist skeptic, right? Like, she's like, like we shouldn't have authoritarianism, right? But she also leans into a lot of conspiracy theories related to QAnon. For example, she hopped on this bandwagon and claimed that Tulsi Gabbard claimed that Netflix was secretly responsible for a child sex trafficking ring over a movie that they acquired from another country that they had no production involvement in. And And Tulsi Gabbard has also been like signal boosting a lot of questionable things, like the Project Veritas ballot harvesting hoax. And so after the Project Veritas ballot harvesting hoax was proven to be a hoax, right? AOC and I want to say Ilhan Omar, right? So I'll do this one. They went after Tulsi, right? That this was like a total, like, I love this shit. I live for this shit right here. So AOC tweets on Twitter. I don't know where else you would tweet. I don't know. I don't like you. What are you gonna tweet somewhere else? I don't know. But she tweets on Twitter, at Tulsi Gabbard, you along with everyone else who amplified this fraudulent story owe Rep. Omar in a public apology. Now, for those of you who don't know, Tulsi Gabbard signal boosted a Project Veritas hoax conspiracy theory edited video that kind of was a whole story propelled at making Ilhan Omar look like she was ballot harvesting. Now, ballot harvesting is a very nefarious term. Harvesting? Like, people associate harvesting with, like, again, devils. Like, they associate it with, like, you know, I'm gonna harvest your organs, right? Especially during the month of Halloween, you're seeing a lot of, you know, the term harvesting, and maybe, like, you know, social media ad campaigns for movies, that kind of stuff. Harvesting has a very nefarious context. So when you are primed, say you're sympathetic to Donald Trump, right? And you're primed to dislike brown people, Muslim people, right? Because of the war on terror over the past 20 years, right? You're just a casual racist piece of shit, right? But you don't really realize that you're racist. So then, all it kind of takes is one of these stories where you say, oh shit, I knew Ilhan Omar was evil. I knew Ilhan Omar was evil. She's harvesting ballots. She's harvesting ballots, right? And Tulsi Gabbard went in on that. So it was proven that the Project Veritas thing was a hoax. It was gonzo, right? A bunch of fake-ass news. And so AOC decided, you know what? Tulsi Gabbard should be held accountable for this. It's one thing if this is just a hoax perpetuated by the president. It's another thing if someone in the Democratic caucus, ostensibly at least, she's not an independent yet, right? Someone who voted present on the impeachment vote is organizing in favor of this conspiracy theory. She got boosted by PragerU. It was a whole deal. And Ilhan says, thank you, Alex. Lack of integrity from these folks is astonishing. And Tulsi responded. And I think, as you can probably see at the bottom of the screen, I think that this is hilarious, right? So she responds to them, not like replying to their tweets or anything, but just like in making her own tweet. So like anyone who follows her and not AOC or Ilhan, and yes, there's a lot of people that do that, right, are not going to know the context yet, probably. The issue is not about any of us. It's about voter harvesting. Oh, the harvesting! It's about the harvesting! Ilhan, I apologize for referencing the Project Veritas story as an example without thoroughly vetting it. Now, will you support H.R. 8285 to get rid of voter harvesting, which undermines our democracy? If not, why not? So again, I'm sorry for promoting a conspiracy theory, right, that resulted in thousands of people calling your congressional office and telling you that you should die and threatening to kill you. I am so sorry that I boosted that conspiracy theory, even though we are part of the same party, right? I'm still waiting for Nancy Pelosi to apologize to Ilhan Omar about last year's events, but that's another story, right? And so instead of doing that, she does this half-ass like, oh, you called me out. Well, I'm going to call you out. Are you going to support my voter harvesting bill? Now, again, is ballot harvesting problematic? Yeah, it can be, for sure. We should have better systems in place. But you can't fucking promote these conspiracy theories, right, that target Ilhan Omar and other members of Congress willy-nilly, and then just say, oops, my bad, but, by the way, give me more attention. Vote my bill. Sponsor my bill. Give me attention. Me. And also, the term is ballot harvesting, and she's changing it to voter harvesting here. Why is she changing the terminology from ballot harvesting to voter harvesting? It's because the key word here is harvesting, and Tulsi Gabbard is just changing the words, right? Making it seem a little different. Harvesting. That way, ballot harvesting isn't the term, that's being memorized. Ballot harvesting, and this is all subconscious, by the way. I love psychoanalyzing people. But this is the way ballot harvesting doesn't become a term, right? It's harvesting that becomes a term. So, yeah, they're harvesting ballots, and now they're harvesting voters. Right? It's just like, I don't know, it's bizarre. So Tulsi Gabbard going full cringe mode. Shoutouts to AOC and Ilhan for calling her out. I love that shit. I love drama. And it's just good stuff. You love to see it, folks. You love to see it. So we have a dullard in the chat room that I want to tack on here. I am that I am says Project Veritas was proven legit. Yes, it's legit. Even after the people that were in the video said that they were paid to do a reenactment and didn't know it was going to be posted as if it were real, they said that it was a reenactment and they were acting. It's legit though, right? It's legit. Even though the people in the video, right, have had their, like, you know, they said that they didn't want to do what the video was promoting and were under the impression it was something else, totally legit. Totally legit. Even though they lied about the number of ballots that were harvested, it's still totally legit, right? All of this is proven false. Even though they attempted to pay one of the actors $10,000 and they declined and they used footage anyway, totally legit. Right. I am that I am, highly intelligent, extremely intelligent individual, saying, right, I don't trust my eyes. I'm going to trust liars. Again, you are going to trust liars. You are trusting James O'Keefe, who paid tens of thousands of dollars to get actors to play out a script, and then he took the film and didn't like post it as if it were, you know, a reenactment of what ballot harvesting is, which actually would have been effective propaganda. No. He posted it as if it were real. He posted it as if it were like a secret tape. So yes, you are going to trust liars. I know you're being sarcastic, dullard in the chat room. I know you're a fucking moron. You are unsalvageable and you're a fucking dipshit, right? I know. You're too afraid to Google. But yes, the people you're citing as evidence that Ilhan Omar is harvesting ballots literally said that they got paid to act in a reenactment. But yes, don't trust them. Trust them. Right, when it's a real tape that you think, but when they come out and say, no, we thought we were playing in a movie, all of a sudden, can't trust them anymore? I trust them on this, but as soon as they go against my conspiracy theory, can't trust them anymore? They're against me. They're on the enemy team. Fucking moron. Absolute dullard. Jesus Christ. It really is astounding how dumb these people are. Like, and I don't say that lightly. I really don't. Like, these people are fucking dumb. They're dumb as hell. Like, and again, I am that, and I want to go back to the QAnon thing for those of you that are watching this live or the archive, right? We have literal QAnoners in the chat room. Someone who maybe 5 years ago was a normal person. Donald Trump wins. Maybe they're sympathetic toward him in 2016. Maybe they supported him in 2016, right? A couple years later, all of a sudden, it's conspiracy theory. George Floyd was a deep fake. It's, you know, ballot harvesting. All these reenactments are somehow real. It's Bernie bros are burning down the world. Antifa black people running through the streets, setting trees on fire, right? It's trans people are invading bathrooms and stealing our spaces and winning all of our trophies, right? It's gay people are kissing in public. Oh no, how dare we? These people are fucking cringe. They're cringe, dude. But again, now think about this. You're what, 30, 40 years old, maybe 50? And your entire life has culminated into the moment where you are in a YouTube chat room promoting QAnon conspiracy theories. Like, wherever you are in your life, and you might be depressed out there, right? You might feel like you're unproductive. You might feel like you've not accomplished anything. At least you're not 40 or 50 years old in a YouTube chat room of a 24-year-old podcaster talking about devils, dancing around circles, eating people, and harvesting ballots, right? It literally could always be worse, and that's what you have to understand. It's absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, Speaking of things that are ridiculous and then also funny. This is funny. This is really good stuff. So Andy Ngo is going on tweet sprees. This guy's going nuts, right? He's tweeting all day, every day. You know, he's got to make sure everyone's very aware of the rioters and looters, the black people running through the streets and setting everything on fire because they're crazy and they can't be controlled. Andy Ngo is on the front lines making sure that Adam Waffen has those kill lists up to date. And he's been very concerned about Portland. Very, very concerned. And so he made a fun little tweet chain here that I want to mention, and then we'll talk about the Portland mayoral race. Now, this is really fun stuff. Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler is polling double digits behind the self-described Antifa mayoral candidate. Self-described Antifa. This is great. Now, scroll down, it gets better. Look at the skirt. Oh, no! Look at the skirt! Ah! Antifa, BLM, rioters, and looters! Oh my god, leftist Antifa, Stalinist! Oh my god, they're gonna... This is absolutely hilarious. So, again, I'm not a tanky... I don't even really like these guys, right? But I get, like, how epic it is to, in the year 2020 or maybe 2019, this looks maybe like it was maybe even sooner, 2018, who knows? Maybe even going back, right? The further back in time you go, the more badass it is to wear this kind of uniform. So, totally shouting that out. And then this tweet is really epic. I am a communist. This is the campaign manager for Sarah Iannarone. I'm so sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. I've never said that out loud before. I've only read it in my head. Who is up for election to become Portland's next mayor. She is currently polling double digits ahead. And then this is Gregory McKelvey saying, I'll take it, but 1, most anti-fascists are not communists. 2, most of the people you refer to as Antifa are anarchists, not communists. 3, I am a communist, right? How scary. How so scary. A black man and a communist and Antifa. Rioters and looters! Ah! Right, it's great. So here's the article that Andy Ngo talks about. And I actually didn't know, so thank you to Andy Ngo for telling me this. I don't live in Portland, so right, I'm not on top of the news here. I don't live in Portland, so it's good to know though that there might be an anti-fascist mayor in Portland. That would make things really epic, right? Imagine a major city that doesn't have a neoliberal scumbag as mayor. Sounds good to me. So here's the article. Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler trails his challenger Sarah Iannarone by 11 points, according to a poll of likely voters conducted by DHM Research on behalf of the Portland Business Alliance. The results were presented at a PBA meeting last week. Wheeler polled at 30% to Iannarone's 41%, with the remaining 29% of surveyed voters split between writing in a candidate, 16, or remaining undecided, 13. It's an especially notable result given the poll was not conducted by either campaign, though PBA is supporting the mayor. The poll has a 4 percentage point margin of error. Now, Ted Wheeler responded to this in a very interesting way. I love when they do this. I think it's hilarious, right? The mayor's camp update. Update, everybody. Update. The mayor's campaign said that they have internal polling that shows the mayor will win. Oh, right, they've got internal polling. They can't show you, though. We have some polling. We got our own internal polling. Don't worry, we'll tell you about it. We'll make sure you're aware of our internal, but we got some internal polling. Don't worry. We got the innards, right? We got this. You know, that external polling might, show a different story, but we got some internal polling. That's good to go. We got this. Our internal polling shows that we're in a position to win and that we have a clear path to victory. All right, I don't care about reading the rest of this highlighted text, right? But yeah, I think it's really funny. Andy Ngo has been on a tweet spree. Like, if you look at this guy's Twitter page, this guy is a total nutbag, right? He just tweets about random clips of, random instances of, property damage in protests or fires. And I guess fire scares people, right? I think fire's cool, right? But, I guess fire scares people. I don't know. Then you have, someone dancing, and that's scary to Andy Ngo. I guess that's scary. I'm not sure. But the guy is kind of a freak show. Again, it's a little weird. Oh, I'm tweeting out a video of a street performer. Oh no, the world is ending. literally everything is falling apart, and Antifa communist tanky rioters and looters, Antifa communist rioters and looters, black people running through the streets, they're going to become mayor. Not only are they running through the streets, not only are they running through buildings, setting them on fire, but now they're going to run through the mayoral election, because that's what rioters and looters do. That's what they do. They riot and they loot, and they're about to loot the mayoral race. God bless. I think that's really funny. I think that's really, really funny. Cities haven't burned. The cities are burning, everybody. I look outside and I see my cities burnt to the ground. It's like an apocalypse. Like, dude, seriously? Like, unless you live in, like, Minneapolis or something, if you're saying that your city is being burned, you're a fucking moron. I'm sorry. What does QAnon think about that three-finger rat Mikey Mouse? Who is Mikey Mouse? Gervais? What do QAnon people think about marijuana? I hope they think good things, but somehow I think they think bad things. Dude, I am that I am. You seem very, very obsessed. I hope you're enjoying the broadcast nonetheless. If you find this funny, right, because you're too far gone, you're still at least getting my message, right? Like, you watch my videos every single day. You leave comments on my videos every single day. So I appreciate that you're watching this content. I'm glad that you're getting some perspectives from across the aisle. Anyway, so we're on the subject of polling. And this is something that really needs to be discussed. We need to talk about this. Okay, so this is huge, right? This is like a really big thing. This is a really, really big thing. So Joseph Robinette Biden II has been consistently polling ahead of Donald Trump. And I'm not one to cite polls as if they're like, you know, sacred gospel, right? But like, there is a poll done by CNN over the past couple days that had Biden up 16 points. Now, that's an outlier, right? But that's one hell of an outlier. Biden's average is 9.1 points, right? That shit is ridiculous. If I remember correctly, Hillary's average being ahead was about 4 points as of this time. But Biden is like, and this is like another thing that's interesting about this is there are a lot of these polls that are showing Biden gain points post-debate and then post-COVID diagnosis, right? So there are polls being done, right? And Trump's doing all these massive publicity stunts. He's going crazy on Twitter. He's tweeting 15 times a fucking second, right? And meanwhile, Biden's percentage in the polls is going up, up, up. Right now, it could just be like a massive conspiracy, right? All the Trumpers could be saying they're supporting Biden just to troll the mainstream, lamestream media. Anything like that is possible, right? Anything. But again, another important thing to understand here is this CNN poll has Biden at 57% at plus 16 points, right? 57%. Now, even if that doesn't happen, right? And let's go to this most recent poll. Let's go to the average. Biden is at 51%. That's a win. That's a win. You win. When you hit 51%, you've won. That's it. Like, you've won. Now, one of the biggest problems with Hillary Clinton was that she never hit that 50% threshold. Like, she was polling 4 points ahead of Trump, right? But she was at, like, it was like 46 to 42 in the polls, right? And that undecided voter base swung the election. If Biden is consistently polling ahead of 50%, that's game, set, match, right? That is like, it's done. It's over. The election is done, right? Donald Trump is gone, right? Now, the problem here is I totally am convinced, and maybe I'm crazy, right? Maybe I'm buying the hype. Who knows, right? But I'm totally convinced that Donald Trump is going to do whatever he can to hang on to the presidency. I'm totally convinced he's going to try to do a legal coup circa 2000, right? that kind of stuff. I'm totally convinced. I'm totally convinced that there are going to be riots at poll stations from Donald Trump supporters like the Proud Boys and so forth. He told them himself to stand back and stand by. And if you saw, I covered this, you saw in their groups that they were talking about, yes, we're going to go to the polling stations. Trump's telling them to go to the polling stations. They're saying, we got you, Mr. President. We got you, sir. We will support you, sir. And now they're planning and organizing as of this very moment to go to the polling places that are probably the most likely to swing, right? This is their motto. This is their game. So this is the only way that they can win the election. The polls, right, when it comes to the actual Democratic part of the election, that's done. Right? Now, it's over. I say this with it's done. Like, Trump lost. He lost. Like, it's over. I don't really know how else to say it. Like, I don't think it's possible, given all of the dirt on Joe Biden, given all the videos of him sniffing young women's hair, given all the videos of him being the only white lifeguard in the projects, given all the videos of him, battling corn pop in the streets, right? I wish that were on video, but I don't think there's anything that could happen that would sink Biden's campaign at this point. I just don't. Like, all of his dirty laundry is on the table. Like, maybe if it turned out Biden, killed a few people and covered it up or something, that might swing the election. But I don't think anything else possibly could come out against Biden that would swing this election. It's done. It's over. Right? So Trump's only possibility at this point is to mobilize his goon squad and take this election by force. And we'll see if that happens. Personally, I think that that's likely. That's definitely not a 0% likelihood of happening. Would I say it's a 51% likelihood? Maybe not. But it's definitely possible. And we'll see how strong our institutions are. We already know that our institutions, as of this moment, in the Trump presidency 4 years in, they're not very strong. Our institutions are feeble. They're weak, right? So, would they bend enough to give us a second president that was unelected, that lost the electoral vote, that lost the popular vote, like in 2000? I don't know. They did it before. There have been no safeguards. There have been no constitutional amendments. There have been no fixes. The Democratic Party of the aughts and of the 2010s have failed. They're losers. Barack Obama was a failed presidency. So we have no safeguards. Nothing is more clear than it ever has been, that this election is not going to be about who wins the Democratic vote or who wins the electoral vote. This election is going to be about who can muster through as much brute force through our legal systems and our extra legal systems as possible. And Trump, are you going to see people go to riot for Biden? What? Maybe if it were Bernie, maybe, right? Maybe then we'd have a reason to. But are you going to see people battle in the streets for Joe Biden? Hell no. You're not going to see that shit. Because as Trump said himself in the first debate, the radical left, they're gone. I might vote for Joe Biden, but I'm certainly as hell not going to take up arms against Joe Biden or for Joe Biden. But at the same time, who knows? This could be the official transition, right, from a somewhat not really representative democracy to an authoritarian fascist dictatorship. We might get there. Who knows? Anything is possible. And that's why the next couple of months of all of our collective lives are going to be so interesting. And I can't wait to cover it. But as of this moment, Biden wins. I'm calling it here, folks. Official prediction. Biden won. Trump gone. He's gone. Absolutely. People may riot against Trump, absolutely, but the level of morale, the level of caring, the level of organization and funding, very important. Funding. You're not going to see Joe Biden fund rioters and looters. You are going to see Trump fund rioters and looters like the Proud Boys. I am Sudan. If you want Trump to win so we can burn and loot, what you want to advocate for is to vote for Biden. You should advocate to vote for Biden, because let's say Biden wins with 60% and Trump still steals the election. That will cause the collapse of the empire. So if you want
the collapse of the empire, I am Sudan in the chat room, you should vote for Joe Biden, and you should tell as many people as you can to vote for Joe Biden. Anyway, hopefully y'all are enjoying this broadcast. I feel like I'm on a roll right now. I feel like I'm on a roll. Like I feel like I'm on a roll. I have to say. I literally I'm just throwing this out there. But I feel like I'm on a roll right now, so I'm just going to keep it rolling. Let me look at something real quick. Yo, I'm really close to leaving every Discord server I've ever joined because of the pings. Red Anarchist says, "You look like a tranny." Damn, bro. Good one. Trump 2020. This is Captain Ethanol going full cringe mode. Trump 2020. MAGA Proud Boys represent. That's not going to get you laid, buddy. I'm sorry. You might get laughed at, but you definitely won't get laid. So, speaking, actually, anyway, so Joe Biden, we all know Joe Biden, old Uncle Joe, Smoky Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe Biden, I don't know, Bo, I know Hunter, he's a crackhead, Joe, you raised a fail son. Unlike my sons, I love my sons. They're great. They're not drug addicts. They're amazing. Unlike your kid. Or maybe kids, I should say. One of them maybe died from drugs. You never know, Joe. You never know. This is Joe Biden being really creepy toward a woman again at a rally. Again. Let's watch.
The good news is, for me, I'm here. The bad news for you is, I'm coming back. I'm coming back.
Okay, hold up. This part is really funny. The good news is I'm here. The bad news is I'm coming back? What?
The good news is, for me, I'm here. The bad news for you is, I'm coming back. I'm coming back. And I want to see these beautiful young ladies. I want to see them dancing when they're 4 years older, too.
What?
Dancing when they're 4 years older, too. So it's great to see you. So thank you.
I'm so sorry. I gotta watch this clip again because it was really bizarre. I don't have commentary yet.
Good news is, for me, I'm here. The bad news for you is, I'm coming back. I'm coming back. And I want to see these beautiful young ladies. I want to see them dancing when they're 4 years older, too. So it's great to see you. So thank you.
I want to I really want to cut out the good news is, or the first part of this clip, the non-creepy one, right? I want to cut that part out and have it as a sound drop because listen to this, it's fucking hilarious.
Good news is, for me, I'm here. The bad news for you is, I'm coming back.
I love these eccentric, bizarre Biden moments, dude. They're so cringy. Again, you've got Donald Trump, the ultimate villain, right? And you look at the Democratic primary and again, the whole primary was Biden versus Bernie, and the rest of those candidates were there to just be noise to drown out Bernie's potential rise, right? And they did, and they succeeded. And Barack Obama's legacy, right, would be not giving every poor person health care when they had the opportunity, and to ensure that a candidate who wanted to give poor people health care could never do that. This is Barack Obama's legacy, is Joe Biden. What a freak show. Seriously, it's bizarre. But again, imagine Pete Buttigieg up here. That would have been whoa, what the? Imagine Kamala Harris up here. Imagine... Nevertheless, she persisted. Imagine Elizabeth Warren up here. But instead, we've got Smoky Joe Biden, less than a month before Election Day, talking about how he wishes 16-year-olds or 14-year-olds will dance when they're older, and saying it's bad news that he's coming back. I don't even know what that means. But again, it's creepy. This guy's off the rails, and yet he's still a better candidate than Donald Trump. And again, imagine how bad of a candidate you have to be for Smoky Joe Biden to outrank you. It's bizarre, and it's hilarious. Now, I want to listen to this again.
The good news is, For me, I'm here. The bad news for you is I'm coming back. I'm coming back. And I want to see these beautiful young ladies. I want to see them dancing when they're 4 years older, too.
Now, like, the thing is, I think what he's talking about is, like, maybe he's going to campaign in Florida in 2024 for re-election. That's not happening. Come on, Joe. Come on, Joe. That's not happening. Right? That's not happening. But, like, again, it's just, it's so fucking cringe. It's so cringe. But this is the world we're in. This is the world we're in. God bless. Barack Obama's legacy is Joe fucking Biden. And also, more importantly, Barack Obama's legacy is Donald fucking Trump. And if Trump manages to steal this election because Biden is too much of a weak candidate, right? Like, say Biden concedes when Trump tries to steal it for the sake of moving forward. We got to turn the page. Right? That will be Barack Obama's legacy of failure. But Jesus Christ, we got some funny clips. I'll tell you what. Absolutely funny ass clips. Oh, we got Smokey Joe in the chat room. Hey, has Netflix taken down that Cuties film yet? Was gonna watch it tonight in bed with some cocoa. Oh my God. Stop! Stop! Stop. There were never interested in national public health care. All they care about is caring for the health of national bourgeoisie with public money. That is absolutely correct. But you got to expose that lie because they will say otherwise. I love one of my favorite memes, and we got a fucking dullard in the chat room. Tough when my political views didn't get me laid. I love this idea. It's like, oh yeah, my political views. Yeah, I advocate to murder gay people. I advocate to murder transgender people. I advocate to transfer from a representative democracy to an autocratic fascist dictatorship. Yeah, but those are just my views. Those are my opinions, right? All opinions matter. Like, it's like, what? Oh yeah, those are my opinions. What, you just disagree? Oh yeah, my opinion, right, is that I want to kill you. That's my opinion. What, you disagree? What? But freedom of speech, right? Now, I know that I support cops when they beat the shit out of journalists and protesters, right? But you got to support my opinion. My opinion is that I'm an edgelord, right? I've got no social skills. My family doesn't like me, right? And I just want to kill trans people, gay people, black people, and immigrants. I just want to... That's my opinion. Proud Boys, 2020. Let's kill them all. Those are my opinions, though. And now I know I support cops when they kill protesters and shoot them in the face, but that's just my opinion. What are you gonna criticize my what? You're gonna I don't know, man. It's just cringe. It's cringe. I'm sorry. It's cringe. Speaking of cringe, and I've got like a few of these left. I don't know where to go with speaking of cringe. I'll go with this one. Okay. So everybody, I would like to take this moment to play a special song. And I will make sure that it doesn't blow your eardrums out. I want to take this moment to play a special song. Alright, everybody, here's what happened. This happened yesterday, buddy. Stephen Miller tested positive for Corona. It's beautiful. You love to see it. You love to see it, everybody. You love to see it. It's spreading like wildfire. Maybe it was George Soros spreading COVID through the White House. It's amazing. This is excellent content. I've got nothing else to say other than I love it. I love reporting the news. I love reporting breaking news 1 day later, but that's okay. Right? This shit is amazing. I love it. Okay, so again, you got Bill Barr quarantining, Stephen Miller COVID, right? And he's kind of young. He probably, but he might have, like, we might see a situation where a lot of these people die in like 3 years from pre-existing conditions. Who knows, right? Like, this is like super fun. Like Corona, and I just want to be explicit. I'm a comedian, right? I do stand up, I do sit down, I do all kinds of stuff. I'm an ironic channel. This is satire, this is parody. I don't wish harm on anybody. As someone with a platform, I need to be responsible with that platform. And as someone with a platform, I need to let you know that Stephen Miller has coronavirus, and I need to let you know that Stephen Miller was exposed as a neo-Nazi several times, right? Yet he's still in the White House. Stephen Miller is one of the chief architects behind the wall stuff. He's one of the chief architects behind the border policy, the child separation policies. He's probably one of the chief architects behind the uterus collection going on. By the way, isn't it interesting that kind of just dropped out of the news cycle? Very interesting. But yeah, Stephen Miller's got coronavirus. Do you love to see it? I don't know. I'm not sure. Leave a comment. Post a comment down below. How do you feel about Stephen Miller testing positive for coronavirus? Because this is an inclusive channel. And again, I'm a comedian, right? I love everybody. I love all people. All opinions matter. All views matter. So if you're here and you love Stephen Miller, right, you're probably a piece of shit, and I probably just am morally opposed to you even being able to type on a keyboard, right? But let me know what you think. Give me your opinion, because free speech will always, right? Again, that's what they say, the scholars, right? The thought scholars. Sunlight, the best disinfectant. Back me up, y'all. Back me up. Look at Stephen Miller's hair, for example. Totally got disinfected. Anyway, so Stephen Miller has coronavirus. I have really nothing else to say about that. I just kind of wanted to talk about it because it's big news. It's bigly, whatever that is. Anyway, speaking of big news, right? And this is another thing. Speaking of big news, Donald Trump has confirmed that he is going to be at the debate in October 15th in Miami. I am looking forward to the debate on the evening of Thursday, October 5th. I love the way he writes this, as if it's like a Google Calendar reminder. Like it popped up on the top of his phone screen. Reminder, you have a debate for I am looking forward to the debate on the evening of Thursday, October 15th in Miami. It will be great. It will be great. Now, think about this, right? Donald Trump, with his COVID-infected ass, is going to try to go to a debate in Miami. Now, this is a potential future scenario. Donald Trump is going to have a phase 2 problem with coronavirus. For most patients, it seems that coronavirus kind of is very mild at first, and depending on the level of corona in your system, the buildup, right, the amount of virus that is in your body and spreading, right, and the age you are and your immune system, depending on all these factors, there's usually a resurgence of symptoms. Now, the White House is claiming, right, that coronavirus is cured. He's got no symptoms. He's magic. He's literally like Kim Jong-un. He doesn't even defecate. He doesn't do it, folks. He's perfect. He's a god, right? Right, so they're claiming that. I don't believe it. I don't buy it for a second. Now, if we look at the Herman Cain timeline, Herman Cain in the membrane, by the way, if you look at the Herman Cain timeline, Herman Cain was released from the hospital, said he was perfectly healthy. 3 days later, he died. So, we'll see how this goes. Now, I think it's going to be hilarious if he can't end up going to the debate. He's going to try, and I'm glad he's going to set down this marker of really trying to go to the debate. But I'm still not convinced that they're going to happen. I don't think that, I'm maybe 50-50. I don't know where I stand on that one. Do I think that the debates are going to happen? Maybe. If Trump can, he will, I think is the thing. If Trump can, he will. But the other aspect is Trump, the president, we know he doesn't like masks. We know he's a creep. Is he going to go there and try to assassinate Biden with virus? That's something, if I were Biden, I would be fucking worried about. If Trump, or say Trump aide or someone with the virus, is going to go there and try to assassinate him, who knows? That's something I would worry about. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm buying the hype. Maybe I'm just freaking out over nothing. But I don't want Donald Trump with his infected ass anywhere near Joe Biden. Now, again, I don't like Joe Biden, right? But I would rather Joe Biden, if something were to happen to him, I would rather it happen to him when he's already elected, not before he's elected. That's just my personal, right? That's what I think. That would be the great scenario. But again, we'll see how this plays out. It's going to be fucking interesting. I love it. Oh my God. The next, again, October is going to be crazy. This month is going to be nuts. Holy shit. God damn. I always thought of Herman Cain as a pioneer. I love pioneers. Golem voice. I don't know who Golem is. I've heard of, isn't that like fucking like Lord of the Rings or something? Chip Douglas. That's why QAnon is all anti-pedo, because they are pedos. Methinks they protest too much. I can definitely agree with that. Absolutely. I was joking, says Captain Ethanol. Okay, bud. But either way, you joking. Satire is dead. There are people in this chat room right now that think unironically everything that you were joking about. So think of it less as me attacking you and attacking them. So I've got one more thing on the subject of attacking. This is the absolute state of, I guess, well, technically the absolute state of New York, but this is the absolute state of the world right now, where you've got anti-maskers that don't believe in germs, hundreds and hundreds of years into germ science and scientific discovery with germs, right? Hundreds of years of scientific research has culminated in someone killing someone because they were asked to wear a mask at a bar. Think about that. Think about that. Think about that. Imagine you don't believe in germs, right? And you want to go let the world know that you don't believe in germs. So you go to a bar, someone says, "Hey buddy, please put a mask on," and you kill them. Right? You're just like that, you're that stable, you're that normal, you're that hinged, right? You know, it's your opinion, right? All views matter. I don't believe in germs. All views matter. What, are you going to censor my free speech, right? And so, I don't know. It's just the idea that this is possible is just bizarre to me. So I'm going to read this. A man has been charged with homicide after a dispute over a mask at an upstate New York bar left an 80-year-old man dead. WKBW reports David Lewinsky, 65, of West Seneca, New York, was arrested Monday and charged with criminally negligent homicide over a September 26th fight at Pamp's Red Zone Bar and Grill near Buffalo. Lewinsky allegedly got into a verbal confrontation with another regular at the bar, Rocco Sapienza, who complained Lewinsky wasn't wearing a face covering while bringing beer to a band playing outside. New York State coronavirus guidelines include a requirement that bar and restaurant patrons wear a mask when not seated. Health officials say face coverings can slow the spread of COVID-19. Erie County District Attorney John Flynn said Sapienza confronted Lewinsky, who stood up and pushed Sapienza hard, in quotes, with both hands. Sapienza fell and hit his head. He was taken to the Erie County Medical Center, where he died 4 days later. An autopsy determined that the cause of death was blunt force trauma to the head, the Buffalo News reported. According to WIVB, Flynn said witness statements indicated Sapienza and Lewinsky just did not like each other and may have had issues beyond mask compliance. Flynn said Sapienza didn't like how Lewinsky spoke to the bar staff and a female in the bar. Oof. So this guy's also a creeper as well. Not surprising. Flynn said he watched the surveillance video of the incident and the shove appeared to be without warning. Lewinsky's attorney, Barry Covert, told the Buffalo News that he also watched the video. "I've watched the bar videotape, and it does appear that Mr. Sapienza does come from a different part of the bar to initiate the confrontation with my client, who was at a different section of the bar," Covert said. Lewinsky is scheduled to appear in West Seneca Town Court later Tuesday. Covert said his client plans to plead not guilty. Sapienza's stepson, Robert Graziano, told the I love these last names, by the way, told the Buffalo News that he hopes justice is going to be served for the senseless crime. Definitely senseless, that's for sure. Survivors for Sapienza, a former Marine who retired from an office job, include his wife of 17 years and Graziano Sapienza, who, again, these names are beautiful, who was also well known at Pamp's Red Zone, a sports bar and seafood restaurant located less than half a mile from his home. We are all deeply saddened by the loss of Rocco. He was a part of our Red Zone family and loved by all. Our deepest sympathies go out to Rocco's family, the bar owner said in a statement. WKBW supports the celebration of life for Sapienza is scheduled for 11 a.m. Tuesday at the Southtown Christian Center in Lakeview, New York. We're at a moment in human history where people are killing other people because they want to say, I don't believe in germs. Well, I think you should believe in germs. They're real. No, I don't believe in germs. Ugh! Like, and this guy's like, what, 80 years old? Like, imagine, like, this guy's, like, imagine you get into a fight with an 80-year-old man. Like, imagine, right, how much of a loser you have to be to fight an 80-year-old man. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So, we have total fucking losers here killing people because they don't believe in germs. What a world to live in. And definitely, my thoughts and prayers are with this guy's family, because that's like, again, that's just so imagine like your fucking grandfather got killed because he believed in germs and someone didn't believe in germs, and somehow that ends not with like a coronavirus infection, right? Like, that's one thing, but like an anti-germer decided to just kill your grandfather or father or our husband or whatever, right? Like, over a fucking mask. It's just ridiculous. Jesus fucking Christ. Holy shit. But yeah, let's see. I'm pretty much done with the show. That's today's show lineup. Hopefully y'all enjoyed. I'll read some comments here, chill out a little longer. Again, I would like to say today's stream, after I get all the clips up on YouTube and stuff, today's stream will be Castlevania Symphony of the Night for the Spookforcular. So, and then also I will be live streaming tonight's debate. I'm probably going to do the same thing I did last time and not stream the debate itself because I don't want to get copyright dinged. I'm not sure if C-SPAN or whoever's doing these, I'm not sure if they're copyrightable, but I don't want to deal with that. I'm trying my best not to deal with that. So I'm probably going to have like cue points throughout the stream for those of you that would want to watch the archive, so that you can sync up the debate with, in another window or something. Do that. That way I'm good, you're good, and we can just enjoy the stream together. So that's going to be the thing today. Itor says, do you see the stuff about QAnon protesting child abduction actually getting in the way from child abduction investigations? That's not surprising at all. That's not surprising at all. Biden will refuse the debate if Trump still has COVID-19. I wouldn't. That's definitely possible. That's definitely possible. Well, George W. Bush pretty much skipped out on the National Guard, if I recall correctly. What do you mean by that, Cloud? Did I miss context? Let me scroll up. Right. Oh, okay. Kerry was an actual war hero while George W. Bush skipped out on National Guard. Okay. Please don't be drunk. I might be drunk. That's totally possible. But yeah, this is Mike Pence versus Kamala Harris. Real quick, just as debate predictions, right? This is, if anyone ever watches this live stream in like 8 years from now when the world's over, right? Debate predictions. I think Kamala Harris will steamroll Mike Pence. Mike Pence is like a fucking sack of wet oatmeal. Disgusting. Kamala Harris, I'm just throwing this out there, right? I'm not trying to be creepy. I'm not trying to be whatever. Kamala Harris is a very slightly attractive, sassy prosecutor, right? Who's going to go up against a corrupt, sleazy loser, right? Now, again, I disagree with Kamala Harris's politics. I think she's done a lot of terrible things. But as far as the skill set is concerned, and as far as having the split camera of a sassy prosecutor, right, versus an old piece of a old bag of oatmeal, right? I don't know, man. That's going to be some good stuff. That's going to be some good stuff. I'm going for it. I loved when Kamala Harris went after Biden in the debate. I love that shit. That was great. I live for that shit. Now, again, I treat political debates like they're wrestling competitions or whatever, right? I just get high, I have a good time, I watch this shit, and I just chill out. I don't care about the politics of it, right? I don't care about whatever. I don't think any of that matters. This is just pure popcorn here, and I think Kamala Harris is going to wipe the fucking floor with Mike Pence. I don't think Mike Pence has a chance here. I really think so. And Tim Kaine versus Mike Pence was a little I barely remember that debate, right? But this matchup is going to be legendary, I think. Sassy my asshole. Harris is a fucking velociraptor who is going to treat Pence like a suppurating leper. Suppurating? Yeah, I would agree with that as well. Like, it's going to be brutal. It's going to be brutal. Now, I would love to see a cabinet debate. I would love to see, like, Kamala Harris versus Steve Mnuchin. That would be fun. They should totally do cabinet debates, by the way. Like, we should have, like, people pick their cabinets before the election and have, like, imagine, like, a Secretary of Treasury debate. Like, Steve Mnuchin versus, like, I don't know who they're gonna, like, who knows, like, I hear Elizabeth Warren floated for that position, but I don't know, that would just be fun. I just want more debates. I want more debates. I want more varied debates. Can we have Speaker of the House debates? Like, can we have, like, fucking, like, Senate Majority Leader debates? Can we have, like, I don't know, we just need more debates. We need more debates. Those are the best part of politics. It's the most fun. Speaking of Speaker of the House debates, I don't think so, but I'm pretty sure Nancy Pelosi is cucking out of the debate with Shahid Buttar. Anyway, that's my coffee done. But yes, again, just so you all understand, I will be streaming again. Castlevania Symphony of the Night, everybody. How much does this game go for on eBay nowadays? I bought this for like $50, like 5 years ago. I'm just going to look it up. On eBay. Damn. This is like $150 or something. Holy shit. This is fucking expensive. I didn't know this was like $150. I got this for like $50 a couple years ago. Damn. Now I think, doesn't my manual, yeah, my manual's got a little bit of water damage on it. But like, it's not that bad. Jeez, I need to get back into PlayStation collecting. I really do. I really do. My PlayStation collection has appreciated in value by such an exorbitant fucking rate. Like, LSD Dream Emulator. Let me look that up real quick. This is just pure, like, meta for me right now. LSD Dream Emulator. How much is that worth? 600? No. That's not real. What? No way. No way. No way. Hold the phone. Everybody, hold the phone. Hold the phone, everybody. It appears that LSD Dream Emulator is selling for $600. Jeez. For reference, I bought it for like $300 a couple years ago. But damn. Miller goes down? What happened? Is there like breaking news after testing positive, or are you like just really late talking about that? Jeez. I need to look up, like, what does Tronbon go for these days? I'm just like leaving the stream on for fun. This is over. You can leave whenever you want. Trombon's going for like $400. Jesus Christ, dude. My fucking PlayStation collection, man. That shit has definitely gained some dollar signs. Do I speak French? No, I don't. I don't speak shit. I don't speak fucking shit. I don't speak shit. You want to know why? You want to know why? Because I'm a loser. Oh, in more or less how many hours? Around 2 p.m. I'm thinking. So about 3 to 4 hours from now. Like around whenever the Path of Exile streams normally are. That's going to be when I do that. But yeah, again, thank you for watching. I'll see y'all later. Y'all have a good one, and yeah, thank you. Again, I hopefully you watch the clippies that I post up, share those, Post them on Reddit, post them on Facebook, post them on Twitter, do your thing. Like the videos, etc., 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 and then also etc. Thank
I don't wear a mask like him. Every time you see him, he's got a mask. He could be speaking 200 feet away from it. He shows up with the biggest mask I've ever seen.
Isn't it wonderful to allow protesting? No.
You're dying. That's true. And it is what it is. And it is what it is. 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 It is what it is.